What is your definition of beauty?
I don't really have a definition of beauty. I think it is someone who feels their best, feels confident, feels proud of who they are, and is vulnerable and unique. I think beauty is uniqueness. Having something that makes you unique and being proud of that and showing the world that unique quality of yourself is beautiful. Beauty is not defined by what you look like or, you know, what you dress like or what abilities you have. It's who you are, and that there's no true definition of abilities or beauty or perfection that we make that definition.
Welcome to SBSK. Join me as I travel around the world and interview individuals living with a condition to prove no matter how you communicate or what obstacles you face, you're always deserving of love and acceptance. So without hesitation, let's meet today's friend.
If there's a child watching this video who's being introduced to somebody with a condition such as yours for the first time, what do you want to say to them?
They're just like anyone else, and they have a heart, and they have feelings, and they have emotions and thoughts and a conscience, and they know what they have, so they don't need to be, it doesn't need to be acknowledged more, and just to be kind to them and show them that they are accepted and valued for who they are. And if that means just smiling and giving them a handshake or a wave, that's great. Just because my face looks a little bit different, you don't have to stare, you don't have to, point or whisper, just smile and wave, or, don't just walk away, but smile and say hello.
When you meet someone for the first time, are you wondering what they're thinking about you?
Not often. I mean, if I'm in my own element and I'm not really like noticing what's happening around me, I don't really pay attention. But there are times when I see people and I'm wondering, are they noticing my scar? Are they noticing, or if they stare at me, is there something on my face? Because now I'm more confident in my appearance, and so I don't see my scars as something that makes me different. They're just part of me. And so when I see someone staring, I'm almost like befuddled by what they're actually looking at. There are so many ways to become more confident, and that's just talking yourself into it. As crazy as it sounds, if you have to look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful 50,000 times a day to really gain that confidence, then that's great. And if you feel confident wearing a full face of makeup and dressing, your best, then that's great too. There's no right or wrong way to be beautiful. I always kind of felt like, why can't I be, perfectly, have a perfect nose or perfect lips or, this perfect image that is in the media and on all these magazines that I'm looking at. And now with all these different organizations and opportunities, it's changing. And so I can walk into a store and not feel like there's this one image of perfection. When I look at myself in the mirror, I see me. And when my friends see me, they don't see anything different. They see Rena and someone who, is their friend and is social and whatever. But when I meet someone for the first time, it's that initial, what are they looking at? And why are they staring? What are they staring at? And is it something I should be covering up, or maybe I should be exposing it because I'm comfortable with it now? There actually was an ad that was in Target maybe a month and a half ago, and they finally had a kid with craniofacial differences. And I was like, that is huge. To see someone that has significant facial differences finally made me feel like, okay, that's normal, and people are gonna see that as being normal. And now when someone sees, a teenager with, any sort of difference, whether it be acne or a cleft lip or anything that makes them look not like this perfect cookie cutter model, that's okay. And hopefully teenagers are gonna realize that that's okay too. When I was born, they didn't really have a name for what I had. There were different things that all somehow connected to each other. I had a cleft lip and a cleft palate. Craniosynostosis, which is your skull fuses together when you should have a soft spot as a baby. hypertelorism, which means your eyes are farther apart. And there was like a laundry list of other things that came along with it. And then as an adult, through Facebook and social groups and meeting other people, I actually found out there's a name for that whole laundry list, and there's a syndrome. I was never tested for a syndrome, but it's called Craniofrontonasal syndrome, which, I mean, really just lists all of those things. And it finally gave me a community to look towards that I didn't have before, which was pretty cool.
How do you know someone's going to be your friend?
I think if someone is really there for you, not when things are going well, but if they can understand what you need and what you're going through and not judge you on that, that I think is a good friend. Being uncomfortable in your own beauty is something that needs to be worked on from the inside out, and feeling comfortable with who you are and who you can be is only going to allow yourself to be portrayed as the beautiful person that you want to be.
There we go. Welcome to my home, everybody. I believe when we take the time to understand the stories of the people around us, we will each learn and grow from the perspectives of the people in our communities. And for that reason, I want to share with you what I learned while I listened to Rena share her story. Rena, thank you, because you made me analyze my own definition of beauty. So often, we believe that being beautiful only takes a few certain physical characteristics. But as I listened to Rena, I realized that true beauty isn't how we look. It's about how we make the other people around us feel. The most beautiful people make everyone around them feel beautiful too. So after watching this video, turn off your computer or phone or iPad or whatever gadget you're using and see if you can spread some beauty in your own community. I hope you enjoyed this video, but even more than that, I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.